and if you could get any more information about that particular case, because that's definitely not something that's going to be talked about on the news with regards to this event. It's just going to all be to demonize that Marine and all the people that are out there. It's not going to, they're not going to point out why he was moved and compelled enough to put his life in danger. So if you can get a second meetup with them.
Ernesto, if you've been watching, Biggs has been trying to go over to the other side and talk to people, and the cops will not let him over there. They're keeping both groups completely apart. There was a small group of Muslims on the backside from an adjoining property.
How are you doing today? I'm all right. What do you think about all this stuff that's going on?
I guess it's just you could say there's no point to it.
It's on him not to talk.
Do what?
No, I was going to say, I don't know what's going on. I barely
I mean, what do you think about all this stuff? Just your personal opinion.
I don't know.
We have a spokesman for the mosque. Yeah. If you want, you can interview.
Yeah.
You guys can't speak for yourselves?
I mean, it's no word. This is funny.
You're in America. You got freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want.
See if you can get the spokesman.
This is for sure.
Going against that.
This is
going against what?
You guys saying that fuck Islam, they shouldn't.
I never said that. I don't agree with ISIS.
It's okay.
Do you? What do you?
No.
Yeah, fuck ISIS.
Say that again.
I said fuck ISIS, but you know, the protest for me is funny. It's just for show. It doesn't mean anything. Just for show.
I don't know. Got a lot of people talking.
Do what now?
ISIS is a piece of shit. That guy had the best sign out here. Said,
That's right.
Fuck ISIS, not Islam.
Yeah.
It's the best sign out
Yeah.
here.
So who's your representative that can talk?
He's in the box.
My dad?
But yeah, he already spoke to a couple of media outlets.
He's been
Well, Johnny Yarbrough is asking us to ask them their feelings on Sharia law versus the Constitution.
Do you think that Sharia law should be implemented in America over the Constitution?
Don't say anything. We don't believe that. We don't believe.
I mean, that's all you gotta do is yes or no.
That's why they're here, right? Because our country's
A lot
great.
of people, that's what people wonder. So they want to hear from someone who's being peaceful, and they just want to know. I mean, you got to understand, when someone doesn't know something, they become fearful.
Of course.
So that's why I'm trying to ask you.
The United States Constitution gives us the right to pray here. So why would we want to get rid of the United States Constitution? Without the Constitution, we don't have a right to pray. These people are going to jump over the fence and shoot and kill everybody else. Without the United States Constitution protecting our rights to practice our religion.
Right.
So why would you want to get rid of that?
Okay.
Exactly.
I mean, I agree
Amen.
with you. I agree with you 100%. But I'm saying, you know, a lot of people think that there's a lot of people who are radical who are saying, yeah, you know, that all Islam is bad. You know, I believe that everyone should have the right to practice whatever religion they want. That's what the country's founded on. But, you know, I don't like ISIS.
Make that happen.
It's just ignorance.
Yeah.
Anytime in society, the less you know about something, the more you are afraid of it. But the more you learn about and understand it, that's when you become tolerant. In our history, they hated black people, okay? There are less people who hate black people today than in our history. But what happened? Over time, they learned to live together and adapt and know there's no reason to be afraid of them. Now they're afraid of Hispanics. They think they're going to take over Arizona, okay? Now they are afraid of Muslims. They think Muslims are going to take over. So this is nothing new. This has been around in our history for a long time.
Ask him where he's from.
Say that again? This is just another cycle.
And where are you from?
I'm a U.S. citizen.
No, but I'm just, with your accent, where are you from?
My accent is from Gambia in West Africa.
Okay. He said in Gambia.
Yeah.
Gambia, West Africa. This has been going, so this is just one cycle, like you said.
Yeah.
So another cycle will come around, someone else will be a target. The Imam preaches all the time that violence is not acceptable in Islam.
So what do you think about the two people that supposedly went here, and then the ones who went to Garland and went to attack the other event?
Their actions are unwarranted, and we do not condone their actions, and they should not have gone there.
How do you think they're getting
The
radicalized?
First Amendment of the United States Constitution, that they were provoked.
How do you think that they became radicalized, so to say?
We don't know them. We don't know them.
How long were they attending here, do you know?
We don't know, and I don't know. I've never met them, and I don't know them.
How long have you been going here?
About 6 years.
Okay, so out of that entire time, 6 years? Yeah, you didn't get radicalized.
Exactly.
But did you ever see those people?
No.
Did you, sir?
Oh, no. Don't say it. I'm an attorney.
Does he think they were set up?
Do you think they were set up at all?
No, I believe their actions are uncalled for. Violence is not accepted in Islam.
Oh no, but do you think that someone put them up to that? Do you think someone kind of grabbed them and radical?
I don't have personal knowledge of that, but I know here is not, it didn't happen here at the mosque. If they are radicalized, they must have been radicalized elsewhere. And radicalized is a subjective term. It depends what you mean by radicalized. What
Saying they want to
know
go kill
is this
people for a
mosque
cartoon.
does not tolerate their conduct.
Oh yeah, I mean, radical would be saying you want to kill somebody because they drew a cartoon.
Well, we do not support what they did. Okay, what they did was unacceptable. However, we don't see anybody speaking against provoking Islam. They are provoking us to act, and it's our job as Muslims to restrain ourselves when we get provoked.
I mean, that's our job as just adult human beings to restrain and to restrain ourselves. If someone's verbally attacking you, you sit there and you move on. If you decide to take it to violence, then that's what escalates.
There is speech that's protected, and there is speech that is not protected.
All speech is protected.
Violence is not protected speech. Okay? Speech that, even hate speech is protected. But speech that provokes violence for someone to act is not protected speech. I believe what they were doing in Texas was provocative speech, and it's not protected under the Constitution. However, I equally believe the conduct of those that went there, allegedly from here in Phoenix, their conduct is unacceptable, and violence is also unacceptable under Islam. And the Imam believes that, our Muslim community believes that. And like the guy said, the best sign here is the one that says "fuck ISIS, not Islam."
Yeah, I like that one.
Hey, tell him he should be the spokesman. He's an excellent speaker.
I don't speak.
No, you're very excellent.
I don't speak for the mosque, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's your opinion, yeah.
Yeah, I don't speak for the mosque, and but this scene to me is not surprising. For me, it's just for.
Well, do you think?
Does he think?
Do you think it stems? Well, no, but I'm saying, do you think it stems from the fact that with a lot of the ISIS stuff, the beheadings, because they've gone around killing Christians, they're lining people up on the beaches, chopping their heads off.
Our
Don't you
government
think that
funds them?
kind of gets a? Oh, and then on top of that, we know that our government drops some weapons as well too. So I mean.
No. What protest is nothing new. This has been around forever.
Oh yeah, I go to protests all the time.
Exactly. So this is not the first time this happened. The events you mentioned, these types of protests have been around before those events occur. So we can't blame this protest on those events that you mentioned. So if that event is over, tomorrow they'll have a different reason to protest.
Well,
But
they're
the underlying
protesting
reason
because
for
of
their
the
protest
Charlie
is
Hebdo
hate
attacks.
and fear
I mean, originally.
of someone else's religion. They're here, they think Islam and Muslims are going to take over.
Well, you don't think, well, people are protesting because of the Charlie Hebdo
They are
thing.
in Europe.
So the fact that armed gunmen came in and shot people because they drew something. I mean, people attack all kinds of religions, but that's where you have to restrain yourself.
Exactly. We had the Holocaust. The Jewish people were persecuted. They were not persecuted by Muslims. Okay. We had the Crusaders, who were the Christians. They were not the Muslims. The Crusaders killed more people than the so-called Muslims did. You see what I'm saying? So people will always have reason to protest, and it's their right to protest. What we don't accept is provoking someone to act because you hate them. That's not protected under
There
the
again,
United
he's putting the
States.
blame back on the people drawing pictures.
But then you're blaming the people who are you're blaming the victim.
Well, thank you for your time. What's your name again?
Abdul.
Abdul? All right. So,
He should be the spokesperson.
Eh.
He was great, except for the fact that he said that some people, there's some free speech that's not protected. That's where he's wrong.
Yeah, where is that in the Constitution?
Yeah, where does it say you can't incite? And it's like,
Amendment
how do
1,
you know what's going to
subsection
incite
B?
violence? You could say, hey, have a good day, and he can turn around and punch you.
Yeah, but that's,
know?
I don't think that's in the Constitution, but I think that they did decide that.
now they're crossing the lines.
Oh, man.
Watching.
Who's crossing the line?
We are better than that. No.
Yeah, don't.
Anybody who just tuned in, you're watching live coverage of a protest outside and inside Phoenix, actually, at a mosque where it was a Marine who decided to hold a free speech protest and basically have a draw Muhammad contest, part 2, in response to the attacks that happened in Garland, Texas. And he's being condemned by the media. Definitely the mainstream media is condemning this guy and saying you can't go out and incite hate and incite violence by doing this. Well,
that's not what he's doing.
Pushing our side.
No, we're going to do both sides.
Okay, cool.
We're doing both sides.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Oh, they're making the...
We barely have our own water.
They're parting the seas.
Tell them you're a vet. You need
So if
some
you guys
water.
can hear me real quick. They are pushing the ropes over and pushing everybody onto the sidewalks now. You can no longer stand in the street.
Ah.
They're widening the area so people can attack at each other.
Are there any tankulances in the area?
Yeah, don't they have that huge military base? I guess that's in Tucson, right?
He said people are afraid of the Hispanics. There's
Hey guys,
Hispanics
move
living
that
all
arrow off
over
the screen.
Phoenix and Arizona. They're not afraid of Hispanics. What they are is saying, we can't have illegal aliens come into this country and start sucking off the system without being contributors to the system. And that's what they're saying they don't like. And they're coming in and getting a lot of free stuff. They're getting free bus tickets everywhere. They're not being deported. And that's what people have a problem with. We cannot save the entire world ourselves. We have to get other people to show them the way to save themselves. And it's not by everybody coming here and bringing all your problems and all your baggage along with it.
Right, and not, I mean, and if you do come here, you don't have to assimilate.
Yeah, pretending like, oh, you, yeah, exactly.
Do what?
Where's that shot coming from, guys?
That's the Fox affiliate out of Arizona.
Okay.
Will someone move
Is
that
anybody else
arrow off
covering
the
it?
screen?
Any other affiliates? Or do you think is Fox the only one?
This was the aerial footage we were showing earlier. They were posting the aerial footage.
Oh, okay.
So we've just kept the feed coming in.
This has got to be one of our longest live broadcasts
I
in
don't
a
know
while.
when we did the, was it the election or the State
Well,
of the
we did
Union?
Ferguson was pretty long, but
Ferguson was pretty long. That was like a 5-hour, actually.
I think it's good though that we do these, you know, at least once every other month. I think it's good to get out here and do this live stuff and react to things you're seeing in real time.
Right. We are always teleprompter free.
That is true. We do have some TVs here, but we're just looking at stuff you guys are seeing. We're seeing the feed that's going on the air, and then we have a feed going back into the control room where we can see people eating pizza.
Yeah, they've widened the road and pushed everyone back to the sidewalks now.
You know, I've gotten several tweets, people saying, Joe Antekuzar saying, can't see how there's a built-in hate factor to artistic expression. The fact that you're drawing a cartoon is not a provocation.
Well, and just
Obviously,
like you
that's the
said,
point.
when the artist did piss Christ, I mean, people were really upset about that, but they didn't try to go kill him or anything. They were just upset that their tax dollars were paying for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Robert Winters says, looks like they're clearing a path for a vehicle to move in. Do you see any vehicles there? Any MRAPs or anything on the staging area?
Hold on, let me walk down the road real quick. I see some lights flashing. I've got my earpiece out so I can charge the phone.
Sure.
Yeah, they pushed everyone back because of that scuffle that happened, I think. Because people started running across and into the road, and one officer got hit a little bit. So I think they were just like, all right, that's enough. We're going to push back.
Settle down, everybody. Settle down. So we have our reporter, Joe Biggs, on location. If you're just joining us, this is our, we're working on our third hour at this point. We started at 7 o'clock, over our third hour. We're well into our third hour now, just about halfway through.
Make sure you
getting to the bottom of the hour. And this is our live coverage of the Muhammad Prophet
What's going on? How you
cartoon contest.
Yeah, we came down
Fourth hour, actually.
Going into the fourth.
We're going into our fourth hour. Yeah, it's like 3.5 hours.
Oh, yeah? Oh, there was thousands of people here earlier. Now it's starting